What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
some interesting hands that we played this week. All right, these are going to be online live, and this is NL 100. So we get a raise to 2, the extra small raise. Queen 10 against the hijack is probably a fold at 2.5. And so this was my first question. Against the hijack, do I want to do this at 2? And I think I need to call it 2. I didn't look it up, so that will be my first question is how does the sizing change this? So GTO Wizard, we'll use their tool. Okay. Maybe next time I will have done this already. So, okay. So in the normal GTO Wizard, we are going to be 6 max pre-flop only, so we can do the different sizes. The size that I've learned is 2.5. And on 2.5, just to confirm the big blind here, folds Queen 10, mostly, right? So what happens? How does this change when he goes down to 2? Does that bring in the Queen 10? Oh, yeah. Okay. So that was the thing I didn't know, and I just played by feel. So that's my first thing I wanted to know. Now let's see how we can misplay a post flop, having done it. We check. He checks behind. That's good. This is our flop. That king is terrible for us, but we do pick up a gut shot. So we could check, call a small bet. We could also bet out with our draw. If this had been a blank, I would have bet range, not bet range. I would have bet this hand on any blank, but this king is not so blank. So looking at it now, I can make an argument for check or bet, and I'm going to do the check. And he bets, but I'm going to call here. Oh no, I just folded. That seems too weak to that size. All right. So let's first see what his hand is, because we can. Ace Jack. So yeah, that was too tight for me. Now let's
Mm.
look at this in I don't have a post solve on this. So I can't really run this one.
Do you want to take a look at this one?
What?
Yeah, the only thing is that
Well,
it's with it. Oh, go on. Yeah.
what would you call?
Why would I call? I have a gut shot.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you're out of position and
out of position. And here's the other thing. 2 of my outs are dirty. I can fold. Yeah. Because let's look at this. Oh no, he doesn't have he's not suited, but still 2 of my outs, I can't feel good.
also you're blocking some of his bluffs, I guess.
Which bluffs am I blocking?
He might be blocking Queen 10, like so, and Jack 10 and
Yeah. That's
Queen
true.
Jack.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough.
We can. Do you want to look at it?
Yeah, you can look at it. We're gonna have to change it to a 2.5 open because we don't have a 2. We don't
Yeah,
have a 2.
I just put RFI and cut
That's
off.
let's just do that. And then we'll give me Queen 10 suited here. Is what we'll have to do.
You get Queen 10 off if using cut off.
Oh, oh, you put him in cutoff.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way,
So, all right, I'll share this. You want me to share this?
Yeah,
All right.
here we go.
So the first thing is get donks. Well, ignore that.
Yep.
He's gonna have a polarized. He doesn't. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a polarizing strategy on this.
Yep.
So he
Ace
checks.
Jack.
We get the king of spades.
Right.
Queen 10 off is not betting. You've got a lot of polarized
Yep.
betting on this king of spades, surprisingly. Maybe because it's a flush draw board. So like this, yeah, so like your 2 flush draws bet out here.
And you really want the Queen of Spades to bet if you have it, and the Queen of Hearts does a little bit, but you really want the Queen of Spades. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So
Queen of
he
Hearts,
checked.
Spades. Hold on. 1 second.
Sure.
Queen of Hearts, 10 of clubs. Yeah, Queen of Hearts, 10 of clubs doesn't do it. Okay, good.
So check.
Yep. He
And
bets 50.
now he chooses a kind of a B50, right?
Yep, B50.
The question is, what do you do with your gutter? Yeah, I would just fold.
All right, good enough. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, next
Okay.
hand is gonna be pocket eights.
Gotta share.
Oh, sorry. I have pocket eights, guys.
You can narrate it.
Yeah, I can narrate it. Here we go. Pocket eights get raised the normal size. Eights never fold here. And against the against the cutoff, there's some, let's see, cutoff. How much raising is there gonna be against the cutoff? Oh, of eights, none. Eights is gonna be none. There's gonna be a little bit of raising of sevens, sixes, and fives. So let's just call. There we go. Flop well enough to check call. To a small bet with a club,
Mhm.
out a club. There we go. That's what I say. Get your club draw. Check. He checks. Now, do we bluff this? Oh no, it now turns into this.
The tough one. I was in a spot like this. I think we do a lot of check calling.
I think we do a lot of check calling and we just lose to his real flushes
Yeah.
and he bets that big. And I think we don't fold. I think we don't fold. And we just lose
Pay
to
the man. Yeah.
pay them.
Mm.
Okay.
How
I mean, there's
about
a threshold here.
how,
I'm not, it might be higher than eights. There is some kind of threshold, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. So all for fun.
uh,
I'll waste my one on this one. Okay, here we go. We want NL 100. We don't have the NL
I know
100.
50.
Oh, there we go. Stack. We'll do the NL 50. That's fine. So cutoff raises to 2.3. What a,
That's
that's
because you don't have it on. You can make
okay.
it 2.5.
I'm going to because I have that. Here we go. General 2.5. That's the one I want. There we go. Cutoff raises. Big blind with the eights. Basically no raising. There's your raises of your pairs, sevens, sixes, fives, fours. So we do that. There's our call. Our flop is Jack, Queen, five, Jack of diamonds, Queen of clubs, five of clubs. Right. Our eight, we check range. That makes total sense. He bets his king, queen off suit. That makes total sense. His bet was small. That makes total sense. Our eights fold without a club and call with a club. Good, just the way we thought. Although look at that. We even have some folding without a club. But I'm gonna just simplify this and say fold without a club, call with a club, and just live my life that way. The turn brings the six of clubs. Our eights have no donks. We check. He then checks behind, knowing
Now,
that,
I'm not sure if he's supposed to.
yeah, we'll look to see how he does that. But that is what happened. Check, check. All right,
So on
So-
turn, is he supposed to check?
let's see, his king, queen.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
supposed to bet high freak.
King, queen, yeah, he's got it. Mostly bets,
Yeah.
he bets it. But nothing wrong with it, with his play.
Yeah, agreed.
He checks. The river is the four, I believe, of clubs. Yep. Four of clubs comes in. And they want us to bet our eights.
So that makes, I mean, so this,
block bet, huh?
does this almost feel like a where you at bet?
Say that again.
Does this almost feel like a kind of where you at bet? Like we're betting to, and then we're folding to any imposition raise.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
kind of like a old school where you at.
yeah, our size is. Let's see, I'm showing strategy plus EV. I don't want strategy plus EV. I just want strategy. So I see the numbers. Here we go. We're betting 27%. We're betting,
Block bet.
yeah, we're block betting 27%.
I kind of like this play,
Yeah,
but
because he's not gonna raise us with his king. Probably.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
my
it's kind of
first
like
thought.
I can see this play. Can you, filter for, like under pairs, because I think those are all gonna, the only under pairs you're gonna get here with, I think are, well, it's not very many.
I mean,
But-
I'll just roll over them there.
Yeah,
The two, they all do it.
yeah. So I think this is a really good play for humans.
Yeah. Here's your bluffs. Here's your two pair block butting. Right?
I like this play.
Yep. There's your clubs block betting, clubs block betting. There's your straight flush block betting. That's what protects your block bet, is the straight flush.
Maybe that's why he can't raise you that much, because
Yeah, so
you're the only one with the straight flush.
yeah, I mean, he'll probably raise me
Maybe.
with ace and then just lose to the straight flush. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right. But let's see. So if I block bet it in theory land, what does he do with his king? He raises the king. And he calls all his queens. So those small sides. So I get paid by all the small ones. He raises his king and I just fold.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go to filters flush? I
Yeah,
think it gives a really clean way to look. You go lower.
the lower filters.
Yeah,
Filter,
and then on the right, it'll say, on the left, sorry,
just
it'll say
flush.
flush.
Yeah, let's just click that.
Yeah, click that, and then we can see where
Where it is.
the threshold
jacks.
is.
Yeah, he raises jacks and doesn't do tens.
Okay, cool.
Doesn't do eights and sevens. I would think that in reality, you're not getting raised by the jack of clubs here.
I agree. I don't think you are either.
Um,
Can
you're
you
gonna-
roll over the queen jack? I'm kind of confused by the queen jack. That's because it's only jacks. Okay, that makes sense.
queen, right? So
Yeah, the queen's on
I
board.
claim that this is it, that this is a call, that these are all calls there, and even some of these might be calls.
Yeah, yeah. I like the
although-
block. I think this is
Yeah.
very instructive though, because I like the blocker on.
Yeah.
On river.
Right now, if I play it wrong, and let's hope that there's a 0.0% of it, he bet pot basically, which he doesn't have. So let's just look at 60%. I never have eights, but let's do this. Let's go full height. So this is nonsense. This raising of eights here against a 60%. This is because we never have it, but it's not a fold. And against 132, which is kind of what it was, the raise seems like nonsense to me.
Yeah, well, you know what? It is
Yeah.
nonsense because you never do it. So it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
it's an under solved
Yeah,
part of the tree.
exactly. Okay. I'll do one more hand and then whoever else has a hand is up. Tura, Crimmy Dean, if either of you has a hand you want to review, you'll be next. Otherwise, it'll be Larry and Mike who have infinite numbers of hands. But you guys have the opportunity to be up next. Get your stuff together. You got one more hand to get there. And I have the queen 10 we just played. And then I have the eights. Okay, going up here. Here's my next one. 6-6. All right. 2.5 raise. I could certainly call this on the button if I want, which I did. That's nothing wrong with that. Flop a set. We like flopping sets. He checks. We bet our set.
Yeah, you're so deep. You are very much incentivized to bet here.
Yeah, yeah. Bet our set. Get raised. Now's the question. I think that we let him continue to bluff off, if it's ever a bluff, that we do not re-raise with our monster.
Agreed. I mean, you lose to, what is it, 3 combos of jacks?
Yeah,
4?
and I'm fine. I lose my whole stack to 3 combos of jacks. I'm fine with that. I
So
know
you,
the order in
yeah,
which
so you, yeah, you're not, there, I think against humans and in solver, you're just never really raising here.
that's what I think. Let's check that. So that's why I put
Sure.
this hand in, was to see.
Okay.
But I just call, which is good. The 9 comes, that's fine. He bets big enough. And this is gonna make it for, there'll be 70 left on the river when I call. So an overbet all in will work. I don't need to raise here, and I still don't need to get him to fold. But with the heart coming in, maybe now, maybe now Uh,
You're incentivized to raise.
maybe I raise small here, to keep the flood, maybe I do raise here. I didn't. And the river was glorious.
And you get Dream River.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna bet. Against this check, maybe all in doesn't work. I was planning on it. I just go,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so what you're supposed, I mean, so it depends on who you talk to, right?
yeah, so that's what we see. Let's see.
Some people
doesn't-
say,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, some people say that that magnitude trumps frequency, right? Other people say
Right.
you want to target Jack X.
Magnitude trumps frequency, but not when not when he has said, my range is this week,
Yeah, it's a very good point.
you know.
So then maybe you try to get a crying call from. I mean, what's his range that plays this way? That's like, I guess they got some jacks that plays this way.
Queen Jack happily does this. Jack 10
So
does
then
this.
maybe you say, I'm curious because I feel like the last
Yeah.
couple times I played live, I've not maximized value when I'm in a position like this.
Mhm.
So maybe in our head we say, okay, well, what is a Jack call? What is Queen Jack call?
Yeah.
And then we size for that, which would be like maybe like a B between a B50 and a B75.
Yeah, B50, B66,
So
B75.
do you want to run this because you want to see
Yeah.
what we're doing with such a good hand when he check raises?
Yeah.
All right, I'll set it up for you.
Now, and while you're setting it up, I'll just say, I'm really happy I didn't check raise the flop. Really happy. And on the turn, a click back might have been called. He might have called a click back with his gut shot and 2 overs. So I could have gotten a little bit more money, maybe. But I
And also,
prevent,
you might have imposition raises here because, well, we're not gonna be able to go very far with this because he doesn't have any bets. Oh no, he check raised you, right?
yeah, he check raised me.
Okay,
Yeah, you ready for it?
so do you want to see this?
Yep.
All right. So this is probably a good player. He knows he doesn't have bets on this texture. Check. I think you're gonna bet pure.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he check raised me. That's right. So my bet size was 6s.
And you attack this range, by the way. You
can do
on this
anything.
texture, you attack.
Yeah, I can do anything I want.
So
and
again, maybe he's a good player because he knows you bet a lot here.
Yeah.
What size did you use?
I chose 75.
So that is not, so it's unusual for someone to, he really shouldn't be check raising this size. He's got a little bit, but, so what size did he check raise?
To 12.
So he click back, right?
No, let me, I must have, the sizes are wrong here. Let's see.
Okay.
I bet 50%, not 75. I bet
Okay.
3 and 6.5. So let's go to the 50. And then he check raises me to about 12.
All right, so, we'll make it 9 because that's more common.
Okay.
He's not really supposed to check raise on this texture for some reason.
Yeah.
But
But he does do it with his king queen sum.
it's just out of curiosity, does he do it at all when you bet a B33? More.
Yeah.
All right, so he raises, let's say to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't
Don't yeah,
fast play.
right. Now the turn is
Now you
bets.
fast play 9s more. I don't know why. Let's
Yeah.
just see what sorry, I know you want to look at someone else, but I'm really curious. We just have a little bit more equity on that.
It's not Jack 9-6. It's change it. It's Jack 6-2. The 9 is the turn. Jack 6.
Oops.
Jack
Oops.
6-2.
Jack 6-2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that changed that. That makes a little bit of a difference.
Jack 6 spades, 2 of hearts. Jack 6
Yeah.
spades, 2 of hearts.
Yes, that's it.
Check. He's still checking a lot, probably. He bets now, but he
Yeah.
checks.
Yeah.
Your size is always small now. But you get a little bit.
Yeah, I've got some 50s with it. I choose the 50.
He chooses to check raise at a higher frequency.
Yep.
Let's say 10. Now your 6s are fast playing sometimes.
Yeah.
But we call, which is fine. 9 of hearts.
9 of hearts.
He polarizes. He turned equity.
Bet
Makes
75?
sense. Sorry, say again?
That's his bet size was 75, which is not a thing, but he did it. I mean, it's a tiny thing, not the common thing.
So you are mixing.
Okay,
You are mixing here. You're
Mixing,
like,
targeting
like,
different.
we could do whatever we want. But,
Okay.
so you called though, right?
Yeah, and interestingly, the one that doesn't is Diamond Club is the one that never checks, that never just calls, and I had Diamond Club, so I
Yeah,
did
it's
I
true.
did get that part wrong.
Yeah. Well, we can see why, right? Because that's unblocking his flush draws, which you need to call.
Yeah.
When we block his flush draw, we check more, but when we
Yeah.
are unblocking his flush draws, which are gonna play this way.
And
His
there's a
back
sliver.
doors and his front doors, we raise. So,
Yeah.
okay, so
So the
River-
logic I used was far enough, but I didn't include the suit logic.
what was the river?
The river is the beautiful 3 of clubs.
3 of clubs. It is truly a beautiful card. Okay, so he's polarized, but now he gave up.
Oh,
Essentially,
you're not supposed to give up. Look at his king queen. He doesn't give up. Come
yeah,
on.
he's supposed to yellow it.
Yeah, with spade heart. But he has spade heart. He has king of hearts, queen of spades. Did he get it right? No, dude, play better. Come on, play better. King of hearts, how do you not know that it's king of spades, queen of hearts that checks, not king of spades?
So you
know.
now this might be a different SPR.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it's good. It's similar, I think.
It's still over.
Yeah, you just YOLO it. You just go, okay, eat
Yep.
some of this.
Yeah. Okay. Which is
Um,
what I did. We were deeper than 100 is how it happened.
oh, that's right. It's true.
So I bet pot. And
Yeah. He obviously folded.
all
So
right,
yeah, well played.
cool. Okay. Krimi or Tura, do you have any hands?
Nope.
All
I
right.
have like 2 hands. One is just to show off.
All right. Show off.
Nice.
You're up.
Yeah, sure.
Second one is just an exploit. I tried and it worked out, so wanted to show you if you guys want to try it out sometimes.
Sure.
Uh, uh, I'm not sure. Can you see my screen now, or no?
Yeah, I think we're seeing your screen, but it's
Yeah.
just feeding back the Zoom call.
So one trick is that when you hit, like I would hit stop share. And then I would see share, choose application. And I would choose the application that's showing the hand.
Can you see it now?
No, not quite yet.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Can you
that's
see
fine.
it?
Well, I can see it, yeah. It's fine.
I can see it. Is it just in the corner for everybody else?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
small.
Can you see the hands or?
Yeah, I can see it enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is okay.
So
Let's
the-
see the show
the-
off.
Bottom right.
Mhm.
We're playing against regular.
Okay.
We open ace queen off.
Okay,
Okay,
so
we
I
can't
think
see
yeah, I
that.
think you're cropped to the upper left. Where I assume you have 4 tables or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can only see the top left.
So you're good. So
Okay.
why don't you stop sharing? Because you're sharing a video, right?
Yeah.
So I would share application and then just share that video and see if it, don't share your screen, just share the video, like share application, share the video. And
How
that
do I
might
share the
help.
application?
Sorry, say it again.
How do I share the application?
Yeah, so you go share and
Yeah.
then you choose application window. And then choose the video replayer. That might help.
Because I only see the options share screen.
Share screen is what you want to do.
Yeah, I did that and
It didn't work. All right.
Do you
Yeah.
have an option below called well, you're using a Mac, right?
yeah.
It might because you have a Mac.
No, it works on Mac. Okay, so I'll show this. So you guys probably did this already. When you went to the share screen option, what happened? What did you see?
When I select share, no, nothing happens.
Okay, you click the share button and nothing happens, right?
At the moment, before something happened.
Okay,
Uh,
Application
we'll
window.
do another minute of tech support and then we'll give up.
okay.
Okay, so you're in a Mac, click
Yeah.
on, so right now you're seeing the whole screen, right? Take your mouse and punch me in the face with your mouse. So just click on my face.
Yeah.
Okay. You've done that.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
now hit the following keyboard commands. Command Shift S. So Apple Shift S. Command Shift S. What do you see?
Uh, command.
Command Shift S.
What is the shift?
You mean the Shift key, the caps lock, the caps key.
Yeah.
Command capital S.
Yeah.
What do you see? What happens when you do that?
Save as. It's just
Save as.
something.
Okay, then you're
Yeah.
not in Zoom. Okay, let's try this one more time. Click on my face.
Yeah.
Look in the upper left next to the apple. What does it say? Does it say Zoom Workplace or does it say something else?
Yeah. Zoom workplace.
Zoom Workplace. Okay. Then try again. Command Shift S. Command capital S. And it still says save as.
Yeah.
All right. Then we're gonna move on. If
Okay.
I can work on debugging this with you, in the middle of the week or something. Just do you
It
have
just
yeah.
I'm using like a web. It's on web. It's not an app.
Oh, you're in Zoom Web. Okay, I'll look
Yeah.
into Zoom Web and I'll figure out next week how we do it. But for now, we'll just skip it.
Okay.
We'll save your hands till next week.
All
All
right,
right.
I got a hand.
All right, go.
Okay. All right, so, this is, you guys tell me, okay, so here we are. Blind versus blind. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep. We see your screen. We see your horrible king 9 offsuit.
I know, it's true, but we get to defend this.
Oh yeah. And you can defend this by raising and you can defend this by a little bit of calling. The king 9 does both. Yeah.
So we flop an open ender.
Great.
He checks. What are you guys doing?
Bet.
So
Yeah,
I
this
do.
is, I think that situation, we should be betting quite often here.
Yeah.
Bet.
I bet. He calls quite quickly. Blanky.
Preferred size, I think will be small though. Like if you were to run this, I think that you're going to see it will like be a high frequency small bet.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. He calls, kind of a blanky river, I think. Brings in some, I mean, he does have backdoor
Alright.
2 overs.
Mhm.
What are you guys doing here?
What does he do?
He checked.
Okay, now he checks.
Given your large, if you bet small, I would now size up. If you bet large, I would consider checking.
Yeah, that's good. I think you're right. I think that being more sizing sensitive is important here.
Yeah.
Evidently,
Find a
this
bet.
is, I chose this as an IDG AF spot. So I bet. Giraffe Ganger, shout out to Giraffe Ganger, his favorite sizing.
And IDGAF is,
I don't give a fuck.
okay, there you go. All right. Go for it.
So
If you get called now,
so he calls now. We really like our sets, right? What are you guys doing here?
And we hit our 7, 8, 6, 7.
So we
Uh,
arrive with essentially no showdown, considering that he's called 2 bets.
yeah,
I'm giving up, I guess.
I would very strongly consider giving up here.
Yeah, I don't think your fold equity is going to be very good here.
Nothing upset. Yeah. One of the things you wanted your hand to come in, or you wanted the nuts to change so that you could so that his bad 8 was more scared, or his measly 7. nothing's changed. So I would consider giving up here.
I think you
Well,
guys clearly are,
something has changed.
Yeah, the
That-
two is paired, but
Yeah, all of his two pairs are now losing to all of your over pairs.
that's a good
that's
point.
but we don't have over pairs.
Raised
One-
into-
We three bet them. We three bet a lot of over
Ah,
pairs.
we are on the big blind.
Yeah.
That's
Ah,
a good
sorry.
point, though. It is a good point that
that
our,
is a good point.
if we do have jacks and tens, we now counterfeit as two pair.
Yeah.
So I chose to yellow it
All right,
and he went deep into the tank.
you certainly YOLO'd. You just represented a set and a straight is what you just did.
Yeah,
That's not ace eight. You YOLO'd.
yeah, I yo-yo. And he went in the tank. He went in the tank and he finally heroed me.
Yep.
Wow.
But,
No
but,
surprise.
well, he did a good job of protecting his checking range. Hence the
Yeah.
first thing.
Yeah.
And so, well, this is where Mark Goon says this, we should have that this is low frequency. Mark Goon would say people bet their strong shit and check their weak shit. This guy properly protected his checking range with his top pair, top kicker on a dynamic board.
And his and his ace eight isn't super strong shit. That's the thing on this board.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
That's valid.
He kind of evaluated what his hand really was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, if you're gonna lose half a stack, this is a
Yeah.
good lesson on how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's hand one. I think you guys are right about giving up. I think you're right about the size. I think you got a good point, Scotty, that, if we do choose to double barrel, we do a B33 and then like a pot, maybe?
Yeah.
I think a B33 and a pot would be good because then we would have more clarity as to if he was
Mhm.
filtered or not.
Yeah.
This is just, yeah, this is probably a step. He did tank. I mean, he wasn't different, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you chose a good size. You didn't make it easy on him. You didn't choose some little B50, B75 bluff.
yeah. Yeah. And yeah, he found that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this one is. We're gonna find out. I played a maniac at one point. So I think I have 3 hands against a maniac.
Okay.
I think this is one of them. I don't recall, actually. So clearly, we can shove here in theory. But he's giving us a good price. I like playing in position with hands like this. A
Mm.
lot of times, I mean, this can be kind of a fold out of position if you're in the spot, but in position we're calling, especially in this configuration. So here he bets. I don't think we get to fold.
No.
We hit. He takes a very small size here.
I have a strong opinion as to what to do here.
All right, what's your opinion?
Call.
I think your strong opinion is valid. Now, this is the decision point, right? Considering the configuration, considering this is a 3-bet pot, even though he used a really stupid size,
Yeah.
he
What is
checks.
it?
This starts to, are we at a value threshold?
Yes.
Yes.
What is our value threshold?
Queen.
Jack, so we saw that before on the other board. Jack was. kinda
So I think this is a value threshold. I think king, so
Check back the jack, bet the queen. That's
I
my
put this in solver and solver is betting this pure.
Good.
This is good enough to bet, especially in this configuration. However, I decided against what I think is going to be a more linear 3-bet range. And I decided to check back. And he was trapping the
Oh,
nuts,
nice.
Oh,
White magic.
trapping the nuts.
nicely done.
That nasty little, you know what, you trap the
Yes.
nuts. But, yeah, I think this is, I mean, in theory, this is a bet, but I
Yeah.
decided that. Decided that, and also I think people are pretty trappy. Population has a lot of trap tendencies. I think people who play This is NL20. I think people just really like to feel clever.
It's fun to trap.
It's fun to trap everything like that. So what is this? Oh, we like this hand. So, we choose obviously to go to 9, I assume 10, sized up a little bit.
Sure.
I'm fine with, I've been sizing up a little bit because I've been getting too many flats behind. I don't really, even this hand, I don't want to take multi-way.
Right.
Call. So this is the question. He checks. In theory, I think we get checks here. Because this is a really bad flop for a 3-bet range. And I think we get probably more checks without the spade. Maybe we bet more with the spade. I'm not sure. I think I check. I do check.
I definitely want to know whether, how the spade affects this, because I know that my logic says that you bet more without the spade. And I don't know if that's right. And
So
I've been
maybe
wrong so many times. Mike has taken the other side of this argument so many times and he's been right every time.
So I did choose to bet here. It's fine.
Yep.
We get this very, oh yeah. So this is against, so there's a couple hands against the maniac and this is one of them. This is a very polarizing sizing he's taking. Obviously, we're never folding.
Nope.
But
Yeah, just let him
we're
bluff.
nervous, right? He's got all the sets.
yeah.
So
But
he's the maniac,
He might not be
he's-
full of shit.
yeah, that's not really a great card. It's,
That's not good. It's not terrible.
yeah.
It's not a spade.
And he's decided to turn this into a 2 straight game.
Call.
Yeah, we aren't really ever folding
I'm
this
blocking the ace of
combo
spades.
to this. Yeah, this is so clearly the maniac, right? On 2 levels. Number 1, he should never call with his hand. And
Yep.
number 2, he is kind of really fucking mergy here, right?
He shouldn't be raising 10-9 offsuit in the cutoff. He shouldn't be calling your raise there. The check raise on the flop is okay. And then it's just YOLO for him.
Yeah, this is a little nutty. All right, couple hands against the maniac.
Yeah.
This is a different, oh, so this is the maniac here. We got fat stacks because of the maniac here.
Mhm.
Oh, this is a crazy hand. I think this is, so, yeah,
Ooh.
this is a crazy hand. So,
You folded? Oh.
so here we
Nice
get
game.
3-bet, the maniac. Same position, 2011. Cold 4s to a very large size.
Hmm.
I'm in position of the maniac, and the question really, for me, really is stack depth, right? Our stack depth is cray cray.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, I don't think I want to 5-bet this at this stack depth.
I
Can't fold, right?
but
I don't know how his pre-flop maniacness is it just as much as his post-flop maniacness?
Yes, his maniacness is of the utmost on every street.
Oh, then I would 5-bet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just I really want to
Just
know,
click it.
because we've seen people be, if we've seen him do a cold 4 at all before this, then go, if this is the first one, then I don't know that I see maniacs make sense when the bets get big, but we'll see. All right, so you go.
Well, you got a good point there. You see, sometimes maniacs are more linear pre-flop, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have a good point.
They're super wide.
So okay, first question here against this
Yeah.
kind of unusual sizing, and I think this is an unusual sizing. To the 5-bet folks, what sizing would you use here? Because I'm not sure at the stack depth, really.
Ugh.
I'd
Yeah,
take it,
I
fill
don't
in
know
with-
at the stack depth either. I mean, you
You're
don't
gonna
have to
go-
go very big at all. You
just 60.
really only have to
You're gonna
like,
go to
almost just click
65.
it back almost like.
So
just make it-
you go
Yeah,
2x, not 2.5x, you go to 60. So the only question here becomes about the 30% of hot roll, right? So
When you go to 65, you're not at 33%. When you go to 65 and he jams on you, you actually fold your ace king. here. But the question is, I
Mm.
want to ask one other question about this maniac.
Sure.
4 bets are rare. Have you seen this maniac? How has this maniac's 3-bet frequency been looking? Because I've seen guys who they play every hand, they fight for pots post flop, but they don't 3-bet.
Yeah, you have a good point.
So if this guy
So
has-
I do have, so this is, so maybe like, take a lot of notes on global.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't come in the replay.
Right,
Maybe 2%, 3% of the people that I play with, I've marked as a maniac. He's one of them. Now, more specific, does he? Yeah, I think this guy's, yeah, this is one,
if he's
this is-
got, if
he's one of the
got a-
more,
Yeah, like
he's one of the more
fiver.
extreme degen maniacs.
okay, if if his maniacy includes frequent 3-bets, I'm gonna extend that and say that it includes frequent 4-bets.
Okay. So
And-
I think you guys have a good point. I think going to 60 here is fine.
Yeah.
This hand now gets more interesting. This is what I chose. I chose because I'm in position to him
Mm-hmm.
and in the middle of the sandwich, and we don't know if this guy's gonna shove. I decide to flat because,
okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
so I decide to flat because if this guy shoves and this guy reshoves, I'm gonna fold.
I think you should fold to any shove, to either shove.
And I'd call that other reshove maybe.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I respectfully disagree, and I'll show you why. I'll show you the one configuration where we
win
get the call shove.
220 big blinds compared
Because
to
he
11.
shoves,
Right,
right? 120 bigs.
yeah.
He folds, he's called for bluff.
Ooh,
Find those in the wild often.
Mm-hmm.
He folds his called for bluff. So now, if we look at,
Yeah.
with the dead money,
Yeah,
we're there with the dead money, right?
Yep.
we're
That's my argument.
Yeah, true.
we're just
and we
fine
got-
against anything at aces or kings, and he can have queens. Yeah, okay.
And we got lucky because he is overvaluing his
yeah.
queen here.
Oh. We got very lucky.
That was
So-
efficient.
But let me make sure, and I'm asking for truly objective opinions because I'm not sure. I think Scotty, I think you do have a really good point. He's essentially saying he's got what I have, the suited variety. Oh, and he's saying, no, he's got ace king. We've got some chops here. Or aces and kings. And maybe queens, but this hand really shouldn't show up, and I got lucky.
Yeah, this ace queen is crazy.
Yeah. So I got lucky here because he should be doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But
He just thought your flat was like 10s, and he's like, yeah.
now,
okay.
Scott, now, Scotty, I think you got a valid point about potentially folding this. Do you think we could fold it?
Okay, now it's his size. Okay, we have to call another 93.
We need to call number 93 to win.
270.
180 plus 93 is going to be 250.
We need 27% equity,
273.
basically. We can call.
It's
There's
not
only-
hard. And also when we're blocking aces and kings. And it's on,
We don't
yeah,
get- If he has kings, we're okay, except, well, here's the complication. So ace king against pocket kings is what?
30%. We got 32%.
32? Okay, I thought we had I thought we had more like 28, but that's fine. We're in the 25 to 30-ish range, okay? So that's fine. And so aces are unlikely. The problem is, though, against his queens, his kings, and his jacks, player 2011 often just folded an ace. That's the problem.
You have a really good point
Maybe.
about card removal.
He's a
You got a really
maniac.
good point about card removal.
We don't know that he did, but a lot of his 4-bet and 4-bet folds include an ace or a king.
So it's
And
like 250 and we got a call. Yeah.
It's 270, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 270.
Yeah, so,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so I think
Uh,
it's really hard.
What do you
Let's,
guys-
can we solve it? No. Oh, no, because we don't have the right sizings with this.
No, we can't.
No.
This is unsolvable. And this is really not. I actually, in theory, I should never have a flat here.
Right, okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, so this is not a clear fold or call. I think this is.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of like in the gray area here. Is
Yeah.
that the safe? Is that a safe assessment here?
Yeah, let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the opening size 2. He is cut off, right? And we're button?
Yeah. We're
Cut off
button.
range.
We're cut off, he's button.
Oh, no, the maniac is cut off. Oh, no,
Maniac's in the big blind.
Hijack, okay. Oh, he's the big one?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
playing four-handed, he's in the big blind.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so we raise the cutoff. We get 4-bet here. I'm making it smaller so that the stack to pot ratio is like that. We get the 175 there, back to the cutoff. You have a sliver of calls, by the way. They are aces and ace queen suited and queens, slivers. Your ace king is never supposed to do it, but when you do it, and then the button jams, and the big blind folds, and there you are in the cutoff. You call with your aces, you fold your ace queen that you had. And if you had ace king, it would have you folding it.
Is that 100 bigs?
Yeah, that's at 100 bigs, but you only put in, but the big blind went only to 17.5, not to 29. So that gets that. That's what
Yeah, it
makes.
changes the calculations.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
I
know
wanted
what? There's a 300 big blind GTO wizard 6 max.
Pre-flopper.
Yeah,
You got it. Do it. Let's do it. Although our guy's not 300 big blinds, so the 300 is not the important. The 150 is what you need.
yeah, you're right. The other guy isn't 300.
Yeah.
He's
So
only
you-
like 120 or something.
Yeah, exactly. So we do the 150, and now we do the bigger size to get these right. He goes to
And
28.
I'm wrong, his cold four is actually, I thought it should be smaller, but he's got it right.
Right. So he goes to
Right.
28.
Yeah, we just shove.
No, but look, you have the calls. There
Yeah,
it is.
we got slivers, we got slivers.
This is great. All in for 150 instead of 120, but that's close enough. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it's a clear call in theory. I'm
No,
sorry,
it's
clear
clear.
fold, clear
Yeah.
fold.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a massive losing call.
Yeah.
But what is his range obviously never includes his queen. What is his range?
No. He doesn't have ace queen.
Yeah. So it's curious that we're folding here. Considering he's got he's got all 16 combos of his king.
Yeah.
he's just-
So you're calling for a chop. So congratulations. You put in all your money for a chop.
Yeah, the pot odds just, this is like split pot theory. The pot odds just aren't there. If
Yeah.
you're calling for a chop.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see a fold here. I get it. I get it. It makes sense. This is a little bit of punt on my part. I just got lucky.
And he
All right, I
paid.
got one last hand. Maybe I'm only showing this hand because I got the magic stack size.
That's nice.
So this is when this is against the maniac. So this is the maniac
Okay.
in big blind
Is that why
still.
you, is that why you sized up pre-flop?
Yes. No, I sized up pre-flop because like what happens is it's not really interesting, but sometimes I'll copy paste a hand. Cause I'll have to copy the hand link and then I come back and the 2.5 isn't in my control V isn't in my
Yeah,
paste. And so
I
I say,
understand.
screw it, I'm just gonna do 3. So it's just laziness, no technical reason.
Yeah.
He flats, we get this. We're always gonna c-bet against a maniac.
Not necessarily.
But that's
Okay,
fine. You can see bet it. You can also check it back and let him bet at your marginally made ace. I think I'm actually, if you had the 9 of clubs, I would be very into checking back for the marginally made ace.
yeah,
Um,
I think you're
Oh.
right.
Also, if he's a maniac, he doesn't need an ace.
yeah, that's what I mean. We want him betting at us. We don't want him
Yeah.
calling at us, but that's fine.
Yeah, Larry, that's why I said not necessarily, because you said we're always c betting this, and I was like, oh, I think we
No.
can actually
Yeah.
check trap here.
I think you have a good point. I think you guys have a valid point. So
Yep.
he comes back with a valid check raise size,
Call.
call. Hello, ace. So it's like, he does have bluffs here, obviously. He
Yeah.
chooses this B75.
Call.
Now it gets interesting. So now his SPR is 2 and he shoves.
He's a maniac. You don't fold.
You can't fold against the maniac, can you?
No,
You don't.
He
You don't
just
fold.
had,
Not with
He's-
this.
he's a maniac who is somewhat informed. He flopped the
Mm.
world and got there.
Wow. Yep.
But we can't fold against the maniac. We just really can't do it. We just can't fold this hand against the maniac.
no.
Did you consider fast playing on the turn?
In retrospect, yes, but in retrospect, I did. And that has validity, but it also against the maniac folds out their bluffs, and his bluffs should be plentiful.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
this,
the way I look at this, so at this point, I think we're like,
I think he's more like lose aggressive than a maniac.
he's pure maniac. This guy's a maniac.
What we've seen is
Because
this.
also
Go ahead.
that 9-10, I mean it made some sense. It wasn't just air or anything.
You're right. This is
Also,
he is playing this hand aggressively but correctly. You're correct.
yeah. So
But he's still a maniac.
Yeah.
But
it's not
this
like he's betting total nonsense, you know.
No,
That
no.
that would be a
you're right.
maniac.
You're right. I mean, maniacs are gonna have. You're right. He just does at this point have a good hand to check raise and play aggressively. Well, it's interesting here that he chooses this size because he knows he should know I'm never folding. But he's got so much equity with this combo draw, he just goes for it.
Yeah. What size did he bet here? He went.
This
Big
is the
enough?
right size. I mean, I think
Yeah.
this is an informed player in some
Yeah.
sense. He's just an informed degen, because this
Right.
is actually a correct B75 solver approved size.
So what does he do when he whiffs the river?
Yeah, so
This guy bet a whiff.
this, yeah, so I think he's gonna bet.
Yeah.
I
What
think
does
he's
he do?
gonna bet so you look at this, you can certainly see 4-3. I didn't see it in game, frankly, but you can see 4-3 now.
You have 2-3.
I didn't. See,
Well, because I showed it, but
that's what I'm saying. I didn't see it.
so the only indicator is that he 2x, right?
Yeah.
So 2x is, but I don't think we can fold trips against a maniac. When a lot misses.
Right.
Oh,
So
probably.
what did he do? So what do we believe this guy does on the 6 of hearts on this river? Does he bet pot? Does he give up? Or does he do 2x?
I
What do we-
think that I'm not listening to the bet sizing enough here. I
Yeah.
think I went into kind of like my thinking was a little too rigid here.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, I'm never folding trips against this insane guy. And I might have been able to listen to bet sizing a little bit more here.
I mean, you
And
have a
said-
value beater too.
I do have a value beater, you're right. And also, I have a value beater against a big blind wide range. He's super wide too, right? Like we saw before. The other argument is that in this same session, we can go back to whatever hand that is. This hand. He's got 10-9 that he's calling a 3-bet with.
Yeah.
And then he's going like, so this is the experience with this guy, right? Is
Yeah.
that he overbet
Jam,
jams here with a gutter and a pair of nines.
right. So no, if he's willing to, we don't know if he would have 2x'd it if he had 2x there. But given what we saw with that jam, I don't think you can fold to the 2x.
Yeah, I just don't, I mean,
yeah.
I want to be a little tough on myself and say, oh, well, we get to,
I think
we get to listen to
think-
sizing here. But I think after we see this,
I
45
think
minutes
we have to
before,
call.
we don't get
Yeah.
to fold this.
Also, he's turning his top pair into a bluff there. That's like
That's just,
that's
well,
fun.
yeah, it's top pair with a gutter, but it is maniac level.
Yeah,
Because he's got showdown.
yeah,
He doesn't need to do this. He's got showdown. I mean, clearly he should know. And when I 3-bet everybody, frankly, at this buy-in level is gonna be linear. And I bet this, and he hardcore, yeah, this is maniac level. So yeah, we can't fold this against maniac. All right.
yeah. But I think maybe fast playing would still be a good idea.
Well, in retrospect, yeah, I see your point. I mean, in retrospect, fast playing looks good because fast playing feels good, like feels like the right decision because it's being results oriented. It would have generated some folds against this range, against this hand class. But we don't want to fold out like his shit. We just don't want to fold out his. We don't want to fold out his Jack 3 of clubs.
Yeah, I want to argue against the fast play here, against this particular player. You have to make the following decision, which is on the river, does he bluff his busted flushes? Is he that kind of maniac? We don't know yet. We didn't see that previous hand.
Yeah,
Previous
makes
hand was over. If he's the kind of guy who will take his 3-4 of clubs and also bet the 6 of hearts on the river, then I don't raise him. If he's the kind of guy who gives up
makes sense.
those, then you want to get value from him now. And you have to decide.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and so a shove here also is crazy, right? And not crazy, but it's a 4x pot.
Yeah.
Well, not really here. Here it's what pots?
Yeah.
It's a 3x pot. So, yeah, I just maybe I can see fast playing. I can see your point, Tara. I can see it. All right. That's my narrative for today, and I'm sticking with it. Thanks, guys.
Mike,
Okay. So far, so good.
everybody gets aces.
We're
Me.
150, 160 big blinds deep. Did you say you can't see it?
No, I said everyone gets aces but me.
Oh, yeah. So this is a little bit larger 3-bet size than I typically use. So this is a deeper stack 3-bet.
Yeah.
We get called. Okay, pretty good. Larry, you saw this hand, so you know what's coming.
Okay, yeah.
So I was actually considering going like even 3/4 here, but I went B50, which is kind of a size up already to a B33.
So is your option to size up based on two things? One, SPR, stack depth. Two, a very static, dry texture.
Yeah.
Okay,
like
I'm with you.
if we were 100 big blinds deep and we made the typical kind of 3-bet and got this flop, I would probably be B33 in it.
Okay.
And then depending on the player, I will also adjust, sizings just exploitatively or whatever. So we got the call there. So B50. Pretty dry turn. We check. I go big. I was basically looking for geometric at this point, and I think I just missed it just a little bit, but that's pretty
35.
much
35.
pretty close. Yeah.
35 does it. Yeah.
We got the call. So we got just over a pot size bet left here on this river. And this is where I was questioning what I should do because he donks, which is highly, highly surprising. I was not expecting a donk.
Jam.
No.
When
I
he-
got one vote for jam. Actually, I got two votes for jam because Larry says jam.
Scotty says call.
Scotty says call. Yeah, and my vote, I let my time bake down the whole way because I wasn't sure what I should do. I just called and he has this. But I was curious if we jam. I wonder if this player folds ace queen or not. And if he does, then we shouldn't jam, right?
I think he shouldn't because he might chop to another ace queen.
Yeah, he might
mean-
call.
Yeah, my argument was
Al-
that we can
also-
listen to
When
the sizing here. I mean, let's think about what story is he saying when he dunks like this? His story is, I don't want to face a big bet,
yeah,
and I'm not at top of range, and I didn't. This is not. So he really shouldn't have any dunks here, but this is not a sizing that someone with pair of nines who gets a set is going to use if they're choosing to dunk.
Well, so that's one part, that's one story, and that was in my mind too. Like, okay, he's just blocking to avoid a big bet. But he can block with a better hand because he thinks I'm going to check behind this river.
Okay, that's valid, but I think sometimes, so you're saying top of range, like sixes are like twos?
No, queen nine. That kind of top of range. Not
7.
super top of range.
6, 7.
Well, there's two combos of queen nine.
Queen nine, 6, 7. Those are the ones.
Yeah,
Maybe
Um,
games if they're crazy.
yeah, I think you listen to I think we listen to the sizing,
Okay.
but I see your point,
most
Scotty.
the thing is most of the time he's using this bet to get a chip showdown with jacks or whatever, I guess. And you're supposed to raise a lot, and he's supposed to protect his blocking bet.
Mm.
And
He
I
is
think we-
supposed to, you're right. So number one, I don't think in theory he
probably
gets any
he's
blocks
not-
to this action on flop and turn.
it's
But
probably
when he
unprotected.
does, you're right. In theory, this should include queen nine at some frequency and sixes at some frequency. But in reality, this is what it says it is. The great majority of time, I would argue.
Yeah.
Right. So, but here's the thing about that, Larry. I agree with you. I think the vast majority of the time we have the winning hand here. But
Mhm.
the mechanics of a block bet are often I'm going to block and fold to a jam. That's why I block it. I'm trying to fold to a jam, except for the rare times that I use this as my block and call. And
Yep, you're right. You're
Okay.
right. So your argument's good.
Yeah.
That it's hard to get called by worse when you shove.
right now he happens to have the hand right there, ace queen, the one that he's blocking to get there cheap, but that he's gonna call off.
Yeah, you're right.
But
You have a good point. And he
I
might
think
not
we
even call. He
either-
might know that
He might not call this. And
Hero's shoving range is going to be a better hand more than half the time.
yeah,
Yeah,
so for example, my range here for this block bet, and if you're ever playing against me, people, this is my range here. I have got, if I block here, I've got Jack, Jack, and 10-10 that I'm folding. And I've got Queen 9 and 9-9 that I'm calling. So you go ahead and jam your aces at me.
Not 7-7.
And 7-7. I've got 7-7.
So you're blocking all your sets too,
No,
hoping they raise.
I'm not. I'm trying to mislead people who play against me.
Uh,
I'm check raising. I'm check raising the turn, but that's not the point. What I'm just saying is that structure is a reasonable enough one. That's why I said call. Now, is everybody doing that? No. Was he gonna call off his ace queen? Maybe. So maybe it's the wrong play. But that's why I did it. That's what I was just explaining.
Oh,
I can see what you're saying too, like that
also,
people like to go bigger when they actually have top of the range value more and
Yeah.
smaller like this with these type of hands, you know?
Yeah.
And they don't want to face a jam pretty much.
But he was right at the point where that might have been his bet call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've been having a good day. You're sitting on what?
Yeah,
You're
500
sitting on
big blinds.
$250.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the hands that are coming up here was the largest largest big blind pot that I've ever played. This one probably isn't anything great. So we go here, we get called from the limper, broken stack limper. Okay, nice. I'm just, always
Good.
gonna bet here.
I like it.
Probably consider sizing up here. I don't. They call blank, check, over bet.
Nice.
Like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I get fold. So
I do that one. I don't do the overbet there. I do that one to 12. I like the overbet.
I
Alright.
think
Get him to
because
jam on the river.
I think
he's a,
overbet's fine here. Yeah.
he's a bit shorter, so maybe we can size down a little bit.
I
yeah,
mean,
that's a
so
good point.
it's hard to know what like a limp calling range is, but I think that, what we see in solvers, which somewhat pertains here, is that you do take aggressive sizing because you're trying to get value from all the lesser king X.
Yeah, but you're full stacked, so you want to get the stacks in.
Yeah. On the river it'll be like,
Just under pot.
57 and he'll have 51, so it'll be all right. 52.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your overbet.
Yeah, it might have been slightly, like Turo said,
Little
maybe
bit.
not
Yeah.
necessary, not as necessary if we were full stacked.
What I would
think
do is I would
I
use
think he
the
also has a lot of like mergey hands here, so that can't really call an overbet. So
And you certainly don't mind a flush draw folding. You don't mind it calling, you
Yeah,
don't mind
I
paying
mean-
much, and you don't mind it folding.
So the other thing to think about here is Peter Clark likes to talk about retail pricing. Like instead of, I mean,
So
he may have he's a
1999
live
here?
caller, yeah, like a 1990. But he's also a recreational. It may not matter. He just may have it in dollars.
I think it works good though. I think it's a good.
Yeah, I mean,
companies do it,
yeah, I think using retail like pricing here makes sense.
Let's see here. Okay, this one's a little dicey, but I think it's probably bottom of range type of thing. Maybe on the charts it says to fold this, but maybe it's still okay. But I know with this player is shown to be pretty fishy. This player is shown to be pretty decent. I think I just call it here as
I
opposed
mean,
to
I'm calling 7-5 here, so not
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, I think it might be a fold on the
Suited.
charts, but I'll expand.
It's close. It's close. I mean, I don't know the actual number, but I'm saying it's just looking at that is it's
Yeah.
certainly not terrible.
So we get this flop, which is pretty good for us.
Yep.
And so we get this action, B50. I chose that.
Mm,
Yay or nay?
Personally, nay, but
You're gonna hate a call because you're getting called by sixes. But if you get a fold, you're great. And if you get a
like a 4-6 would
Another
be
four,
way
that's right.
better.
Yeah.
Or 4-3, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. 7 feels kind of.
yeah, this seems like a marginally made hand that you've just turned into a bluff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's a bluff for sure.
Yeah. So
But I do know you want more equity multi-way on your bluff, so it might not even be that bad too.
okay.
Like
All
I
right,
think you
61.
might want the extra equity though with the straight draw or the flush draw or something.
Yeah. So it's borderline spew for sure. It
Yeah.
was also based on, again, this guy's just been fishy and has been a little, when he gets into the pots, he's making a lot of bets. So it was more exploitative. I wasn't
What's that 67 stat? What's it indicating? That's
a
this one?
limp folds pre-flop.
Oh, okay. 67% limp fold. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right.
Do we continue?
If we do, it's small. Do we want to triple barrel this? I mean, yeah, he doesn't have.
Well, Jack is Jack might be better for us than him.
Yeah,
Really?
what kind of Jack X does he have now that we check raised?
What kind of Jack X do we have? Yeah, that's like the
I
Jack
mean,
is.
we
We don't necessarily need to have a Jack to
No,
continue.
no. Yeah, that's what I mean is I don't think it's better for anybody. I think it's pretty blankish.
Okay, yeah.
I think I thought it as a scare card to somebody with 6s and 7s and 8s and
Okay, all right. It does do that.
to a good player, probably not. Like I don't think I make this play even on the flop. I don't think I make it versus like almost anybody except somebody I consider kind of weak.
And maybe have like Jack 10 of hearts or something.
Okay, so let's look at it this way then. The size you want to choose is you want to choose a size that you have enough on the river to get him to fold, and 2E does the opposite.
Like 40% or something.
This 27 is about that's
So
what
we're 2 to
70%.
1.
Okay, right. So if you go 70 now, then you're gonna have 70% left on the river, and that's what you don't want. You want to go 20% now so that you have 100% on the river. Because you need him to fold a 5. And pocket 6s.
Like 19 would make it 66 and him with 60.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
that's
little less than
that's my
19.
reason. Now you've done it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, he folds, but
Oh,
Right.
nice. Yeah,
Good.
that works too.
Good.
Ooh.
However, ace king.
Uh,
Right. Fine.
yeah, that was borderline spew.
Right. But now let's look at that ace king. Yes, he can hit an ace or a king on the river. I've got that. But let's say you bet 19 here or 15 here, and he calls,
mm,
and then you jam the river, and he folds. That's 15 or
mean,
19 that you get more that you get.
but like you got to give up on something like a king river. You
Yep.
jamming ace river.
You really got to give up on an ace and a 3 and a
three, yeah.
well, actually, maybe you don't have to give up on a heart. Maybe you decide that heart is you. But
Maybe not even the 3 because you got a lot of 6s that you probably are turning into
Yeah.
bluffs, right? And you want to
Yeah.
set up his ace.
I don't want to try to bluff a guy off an ace. I don't want to try to bluff a guy off a straight.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a fun one, I guess.
Queens.
All right. So this one should probably pretty much play itself here. We're gonna 3-bet. We got deeper stacks at 150. So
Yeah, and also it's a bigger RFI.
yeah.
Yeah.
Standard for me would be 15 if it was 100 big blinds.
Right?
Yeah, I like your yellow
Okay.
sizing.
So
Good.
that's that one. Let's see what just to get a feel for what they're doing.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Cray
You
cray.
call, you have to see a flop against that is like not fun with this hand
Yeah.
at all. You go low, smaller.
Yeah. King 6 is a 50% frequency open for me that early. And this hand does it. We get called pretty good considering our hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think with my hand, I think we can actually check back a lot, checking back check back monster kind of thing,
Mhm.
checking back nut flush draws. However, the king six is kind of really a shitty hand. So
Shout
I
out
think,
to Jonathan Jaffe.
Oh. Also, I think king six is a perfect hand to bet.
yeah, I'm with you,
Because-
Turris.
Mhm.
I think he's queen jack and jack 10 and like he's still big flushes. Like
Mhm.
Yeah, and his better king X too, right? He can have king jack, king queen, king 10. He can have all
Yeah.
that. So I think I did choose to bet this one.
I like it.
We get min clicked.
Great.
Not supposed to really happen often.
Hey,
So
Oh.
should we go into spew mode and raise?
no, why?
Cricket. Cricket. I'm the devil on the other side. Cricket.
Yeah. They chose to check. This is where I get stuck sometimes. I'm like, okay, should we be what should we be
No
doing
twos.
here? I check back.
I like to check back.
If you do bet.
Yeah, you like bet, Dean?
Oh, I'm saying bet big if you do bet. I think because the twos, like, even though it's pair board, the twos are nothing. So
I mean, one
yeah.
question that's
Check
always
that
nice
big.
to ask yourself here is, can you call a check raise?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's, that would push me more towards a bet because I can call a check raise.
Yeah. Okay. And the
Kind of
deuce
sucks to have a paired board, but
exactly. That's what I was thinking. The deuce pairing, like I would rather it be like a 7
Yeah,
or
yeah.
But
to bet. Whereas the deuce pairing takes
it's-
away some fold equity, doesn't it?
it reduces his value as well, like ace deuce.
Yes. Okay.
It does, but it's a line that makes sense with pocket fives now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good
But
player's gonna know
pocket
that they,
fives will probably
They don't have to
bet.
check with the two
Check raise
things though.
Yeah, and ace deuce. But anyway, so you get there and you're gonna bet it, and then if he raises you, you're gonna call and cry.
Yeah. What size do we bet?
Uh,
15.
okay, so let's not try to get called by pocket kings or pocket jacks. Let's try to get called by an ace. And an ace will call at least 9 and maybe 12.
yeah, I would lean towards pot here.
Right. And given that he doesn't care about his kicker now, if he has ace
Yeah, that's a good
3
point.
or ace 4,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Just
Okay.
that.
Great.
Jesus. Good Lord.
There's the maniac.
Yeah. So he, like I said, he's been aggressive. Like when he's been in hands, he likes to bet. Which I wonder if I took the 7-4 hand earlier, if that was after this hand. Yeah, it was after that. It was after this one.
Yeah.
We ISO a limper. I think it's the same. Yeah, same player. Same
All
player.
right.
I guess this is not in chronological order. It's in reverse chronological order.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, well.
This player. So we're deep, and this player has been very aggressive, very
Yeah.
leggy.
At a 32% 3-bet, we don't fold 9s.
So your
Yeah.
stack depth is important, right? Your implied odds are
Are
significant
much better.
Yeah. In position.
Yeah.
in position.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I probably call any pair here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You just have your implied odds are through the roof. One time.
Consider 4 betting jacks plus 10s.
That's a hard one. I don't think I'm four betting jacks. I think I'm four betting queens and ace king plus. And then if I'm feeling fancy, ace five suited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what I don't like about the jacks plus, which is to get to a 32% 3-bet. And how many hands do we have on him? 62 total. So yeah, it could just be luck, because 3-bets don't come up that often. But to get to a real 32% free 3-bet. You have to have a polarized strat. And why are you trying to get, why do we want him to fold his worst hands and re-raise us with his best, with nines? What do nines look like against that strat? Against a polarized range? They look marginally made.
Are you
That's my-
talking about four betting nines?
Yeah, the question is, do we 4-bet the nines? And I said no.
No, the jacks.
And then, oh, even
Yeah,
Jack,
he was, no, he
even
was just,
Jack,
I
sorry,
think
I
he
said-
was just throwing out,
I said words. I said the wrong words. I meant jacks. That was my point. Jacks,
okay.
jacks,
Yeah, but nines have to call.
nines call, yeah, and so did jacks. Yep, that's the thing. Okay, go on. Well, oh well.
Yeah, so this is a tough one.
You haven't lost enough money yet. You have to lose. You have to
Yeah, you
lose
got a
12
backdoor.
You have to lose
Kings,
12 more because you
Kings
could.
hit him squarely. We agree on that, right?
Yep. Plus, he
But
has better hands than you already,
you're getting 4-1.
and you can hit
Yeah,
him eight.
I can get behind one call with the backdoor straight.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where I was. I think it's
I-
better. I think nines are better than tens here,
Yeah,
Yes, much better.
better than jacks.
yeah,
think
yeah.
nine will also raise.
Oh, that's the worst card. That's not an 8. It's a 5. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
So
Uh,
yeah, this is really hard. I overfold here.
I fold.
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
absolutely fold in any other probably versus unknown. However, this player has been very aggressive,
Okay.
and that's the reason I did call.
All right, snap off his ace queen. Snap
Yeah,
it
I
up.
mean, he's got all of his bluffs still. Like we're unblocking all of that stuff.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's a good
I
point.
think it's a good call. Yeah.
All right.
And this is where we learn.
Nice.
Yeah, this is where we learn about my biggest big blind pot because he
All right.
just
He jams it.
rips it in.
Let's call.
Fist pump.
Imagine misclicking and fold.
Whoa,
Ugh, that would break my heart.
whoa. Imagine if you didn't hit and then of course you're gonna see it face up.
Well, Larry, it's funny you mentioned that. Okay, when I did call this turn,
With
I
the
was
rivers.
like in my mind thinking, okay, I may have to try to like think about bluff catching if I miss, right? If I don't, obviously I get the best possible card.
Yeah.
You would think a
But
3 was?
the what?
Oh no, like a 3. Wouldn't be actually. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a three. Right, a three would be something that I would consider, right? Well, 3, 4,
But the
5.
4, yeah, if you bluffing with the 4s.
But yeah, if I don't hit that 8, like and you're right, Dean, it probably depends on what the river is before I like am like, okay, do I go into the tank and call with pocket nines here?
Yeah.
Like a king river, I think would be kind of interesting.
Easy
So what were you
call.
gonna say? So you
Yeah,
were
the
thinking
king.
about face up?
Because you do his 6 7s and stuff like that, 5 6s.
So this is a 50 times the $500 pot.
This is a maniacal world.
Don't bluff enough on the river though.
100
No, I'm just-
times 5.
Yeah.
Why are you? It's a $500 pot. It's $250.
$250 pot. Yeah, I'm
But
miscalculating.
it was driven by this player profile,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well
3.7.
profiled.
This is so hard to do on ignition. I respect you guys getting to these conclusions so quickly, but clearly I think probably you and Scotty are highly attuned to figuring out player class because you have to do it quite quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, we had this conversation yesterday with Fish Cakes was arguing that it's, well, of course, it was versus a player who only had 20 hands at the time. But like Scotty, like I kind of agree in that once we get to a certain number of hands, things start to show themselves. And sure, they're not always accurate. However, you can start to make some assumptions and like 62 hands still isn't a ton. But when we've seen and paid attention to somebody who has a 32% three bet percentage, even though it's only been 22 hands of a three bet opportunity, that's a big number.
Yeah.
Right. And all we had to
28, 25 is a laggy number for a 9 max table.
And all we had to do was see one showdown to match with that to know something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If
Yeah.
you want to see, you add the numbers to a single showdown. The showdown is a lockdown data point. That's a real solid data point if it's outside of the range. You can then make a lot of assumptions about where those numbers came from. Now, if the showdown is aces, that tells you nothing. It doesn't tell you he was tight and was being lucky. That's an important thing here because everyone plays aces.
This is just such a, this is not. Can we go back to this, his line here?
Well,
I'm just
yeah,
curious
I
about his
mean-
line here.
Look at pre-flop.
This is cray cray. All right,
Maniac.
so turning threes into a three bet bluff is just like not something that ever happens. Yeah, this guy's drunk.
Lip ISO
No,
three
no
bet.
stable is playing this aggressively. This just doesn't make sense.
Unfortunately, you weren't even deeper, like.
The underpairs make sense.
I don't
man.
know if you were
Like he's
deep.
a
No,
straight draw.
I
and
don't
you can
think
fold out jacks, queens.
we don't
and
get
that
cold
stuff.
fours here with
Oh,
under
this though, no.
in
I'm
theory, I
seeing
mean,
post-flop.
I don't think any, because, I mean, you can easily just, it just, yeah, this isn't a play. This isn't a play. I mean, early position ISO, out of position with threes, you're gonna have to just barrel every single time.
Does anybody
And
besides Scotty play on ignition here? Scotty, I think you're the only one of this group, besides me. But I've been seeing this has kind of been coming up a lot recently in the last like couple months or so is ISOing the ISOers. Like the regs ISO the limper, right? And I've been seeing like kind of this, like you said, what made me think of this, Larry, is a stable. Like
Yeah,
it's almost seems like it's a strategy that they just I've seen this profile of a player ISOing like 100% when like a reg ISOs a limper.
Wow.
yeah, if you're seeing it a lot, it makes sense because, I mean, we know what like chasing poker greatness Brad's doing is, he's looked at 16 bazillion hands and, an example would be they've come up with a solution. They've come up with the conclusion that the ISO to the limper is wide enough where they can get away with this. I mean, it's quite possible, especially if you've seen it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And last week we had I showed an example of where a profile of a player that I call the back raise Betty guy.
Betty.
Yeah, back raise Betty.
That was cool.
Back raise Betty does a lot of this, like this ISOing of ISOers. And then Scotty, I think I sent you like a filter to see if you had seen it much, but in the 100 NL streets. But it's almost like there's a like a strategy guide
Mhm.
that is, it's a very exploitative type of strategy, and it
Resend me
seems to
that
be
filter and
successful.
I'll resend me that filter and I'll run it on my database.
Okay.
'Cause I don't
Yeah, I
think
think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Scotty.
no, they're just that. I don't remember it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing that we were seeing before with the check raises was turning the underpairs into check raises. And so, yeah, I think it's quite possible this is an instruction guide. Like these are the formulas of how we're going to play in these situations.
Yeah.
And the one thing I think about with Nuffle is that Nuffle never mentions texture. It doesn't care what the board texture is.
Yeah.
It just cares what the bet size is. It cares what the bet size is and what your hand strength is. That's all it cares about. So I think you have a good point, Mike. I think that, if we continue to see this, and that's what's so. By the way, again, yesterday I thought this check raise session was really good. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm curious. We'll see in the future.
Sounds good. All right, shall we end it here? This seems like a good place.
Yeah.
You-
All right,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Time to evolve.
So are you around next week after Thanksgiving, Scotty?
Next week I've got a show in Vegas. Let's see, I'll be able to open it up. I think I won't be available, so Mike, if you bring, I'll check, I can check now because I'm driving, and so if I look over at my calendar, I'll
I
die.
am
All right.
100% not going to be there.
All right,
Monday-
Mike, I've
Monday
got the
or
hands you
Tuesday.
sent me in Discord.
Yep.
So I can,
I'll look
I
later
can,
today.
so Mike sent me 100, like a bunch of check raise hands. I'll just use those on Monday and I'll run it. If not, you guys are gonna be around.
Great, sounds good.
All right,
Yep.
happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, have a
To
good
the Americans,
Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy TG, and may the poker gods be with you all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good game. Good
All right,
luck out there,
thanks,
guys.
thanks,
Okay.
guys.